Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. Today we're discussing the Nomos Tangente Datum Gangreserve. You can see and you can purchase this power reserve Nomos on our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoy these videos, and please click on the card in the upper right hand corner of the screen at any time during this video to see our full sales listing for this watch with additional accessories included, high resolution images for your desktop, and naturally complete pricing details for this manufacturer caliber date power reserve Nomos. Now, there was an expression for the Chrysler lineup of 1957. Suddenly it's 1960, then forward-looking. Here you could apply the exact same expression, lovingly so, looking back. A watch that channels mid-century modernism in architecture, in art, and interior design, and transposes it into the form of a wristwatch. The 35mm round Nomos case is also very much of a mid-century size and proportion sensibility. So 35mm across the round of the case, 6.5mm thick, although since this is a German watch and we're being precise, let's call it as it is, 6.6mm thick. It's also 45.5mm from lug to lug, demonstrating one of the advantages of a traditionally sized case, which is that there's no need to crop or indecently shorten the lugs. They can be allowed to splay out beautifully and form a sizable component of the watch's aesthetic when the case itself is of a reasonable size. On my 16cm wrist it wears easily. I would say down to 13cm in circumference. You're going to be able to wear this watch with security and a great impression of style and proportion. It's a handsome watch and it's a comfortable one to wear. It's also matched with a Nomos signature traceable directly to the preferences of company founder Roland Schwertner, and that is a Shell Cordovan, in this case monotone stitch black horsehide strap, beautifully made. Its exceptional appearance, exceptional in its buff, that is remarkably smooth and glossy finish. It's extremely sweat resistant, durable, and it's actually endowed with a longevity uncommon among non-alligator leather straps. Now you'll also note a beautiful and traditional Nomos steel pin buckle. Again, mid-century is the mindset, the pin buckle in tune with that. You'll note that the case lines, beautifully designed and beautifully coherent on the flank, a small step between the bezel and the case band, giving the watch a strong character line that runs horizontally and unites the junction of the lugs on each side. There's a beautiful juxtaposition of the lugs, which are sharply angled with hard masculine geometries, and then the sensuous, one might even say feminine curve of the case flank. It gives way to a beautifully minimalist bezel. The aesthetic of Nomos is Bauhaus and pre-Bauhaus, and it's expressed beautifully here by minimizing the polished bezel. The dial can be expanded to the limits of the case for maximum legibility. Again, Bauhaus, a very functionalist design philosophy. You can see beautiful, one might say, minimalist Bauhaus, mid-century, even slightly Art Deco Arabic numerals arrayed around a center, built underneath twin heat-tempered, that is not chemically dyed, but heat-blued baton-style hands. Now you'll note there is a little bit of asymmetry going on. The Nomos script at 9 o'clock out of alignment with the cannon pinion, the index at 9 o'clock and its counterpart at 3 o'clock, raised slightly above their plane and slightly offset. Likewise, the power reserve, or the gang reserve in the name of the watch, it's slightly elevated upward toward the 12 rather than equidistant between the 12 and the cannon pinion. It's also off-centered. The better to draw attention, beguile the mind. It's called essentially calculated asymmetry or calculated dissonance, and it holds the attention and captures the imagination more effectively than simple symmetries and balance, although those are present toward the bottom of the watch, where, just for juxtaposition, there is a beautifully aligned cannon pinion, pinion of the small seconds hand, and aperture date at 6 o'clock. Now the aperture date features a very subtle step. There's a little bit of framing such that it doesn't drop sheer from the matte silver dial down to the date disc. There's a bit of taper at each edge. Beautifully designed and executed. The watch also features a rather quirky power reserve with twin rotating elements. There's the power reserve disc itself, and then there's the cover to the power reserve disc, and both of them move as you wind the watch toward its maximum rated power reserve of 43 hours. And keeping the beat on the back is the Nomos This is caliber Delta, so a descendant of the original Nomos manufacture movement Alpha of 2005. 23 joules, it beats away at 21,600 vibrations per hour. Manually wound, it features the signatures of Glashutte watchmaking in the Glashutte ribbing across the bridge, and the bridge itself in a 3/4 style, recalling the great pocket watches constructed by the Saxon region prior to World War II. You also note beautiful dressage across the ratchet wheel, handsome heat-blued screws. These are, once again, not chemically dyed. They are true kiln-fired and oxidized. And there's a wonderful even and tight perlage pattern across the base plate below the balance itself. A phenomenal effort of design by itself, the watch is made all the more formidable by the addition of Nomos' own caliber within. Released in late 2011 as a 2012 model year novelty, the watch has been multiply awarded for design excellence. See it and fall in love with it on our website.